What is up, everybody? Spot of Nerd here, and it is day 17. If you can believe it or not, I've said that probably 17 days straight now, maybe 18 or 19 times. I'm not really 100% sure, but it's pretty badass that we have gone 17 freaking days doing live episodes every single day for the entire year of 2026 so far. It's a task. I've said it before, broken record. I'll say it a million times more again, but it's fun. Although, let's be very honest, today, might not be so fun. Kind of in a pissy mood. And I'll go over that if you give two shits. I think it's important though to go over some of the topics we're going to discuss. And I figured what better way than to continue our new segments that we are referring to now as I like to call Let's Go There. Shall we? So where are we gonna go? We're gonna go down. Some might call it a pity party. Some might call it pedestal, whatever that metaphor is. Might call it just complaining. I just call it a thought that's been running through my mind the last couple decades, weeks, minutes, hours, weeks, days, etc. But it really did kind of pop into my brain today, and I thought it would be a great discussion to talk about tonight. Aside from the fact that one of our own, and what I mean by that is one of our own is a pretty high influencer, somebody who's pretty popular out there. If you don't know him, you should look him up. Jake Lang, who is kind of trying to redo, I wouldn't say redo is a good word. He's trying to follow in the footsteps of Charlie Kirk in relation to just kind of talking to people, getting the facts right, understanding differences of opinion, and basically nearly got murdered today. Literally almost got murdered because he went and tried to make a difference. He had a difference of opinion. He had an opinion that was different than the screaming, crazy, insane, violent people that are currently doing whatever they are doing in Minneapolis, Minnesota right now. And I'll say that out loud. I really don't care because if there was ever a reason for the Insurrection Act, this is it. I'm going to try to see if I can find the video because it is petrifying to watch. And I do mean that. It's petrifying, it's frustrating, it makes you angry, especially for somebody like me. And I'm not saying like I'm anywhere near these people's levels in relation to popularity, um, status, etc. I'm simply referring to the fact that because I have the same opinions of these people, if I were to ever get stuck in a mob of whatever this was in Minneapolis today, Minnesota, there's a pretty high probability your life could end. And that is some of the most fucked up shit. We are getting closer and closer to an actual breaking point than I think we have ever been in this country, other than what the past has already foretold. So, yeah, tonight's going to be fun. Not sure how long this one's going to be, but if you're willing and you're willing to strap in and join, let me know your thoughts. Hit the subscribe, the follows, the likes. I would super appreciate it. And we'll kind of just roll the punches, and obviously it gives me a chance to run my newest segments. Let's go there, shall we?
Let's go there, shall we?
Every time I gotta change that. It really does look stupid as fuck. I'm not even full transparency. It looks dumb as fuck, but I like it at the same time. So yeah. Anyway, the discussion I'm going to get around tonight: football, NFL, American football. Today, there's been some playoff games, and without going into the details of my employment, where I work, where I am, etc., I'm pretty sure if you have the internet, it'll take you 30 seconds to find out. There's a lot of passion and excitement around these playoff games in the NFL. supposedly, I think it's the Seahawks against somebody. The reason I know it's the Seahawks because I used to live there. It's Washington. And there's just this passion, there's this excitement. And I want to be very, very clear when I say this. I am not telling you to not have passion around your hobbies, your interests like football, American football, whatever it might be. It's not my it's not my place to judge you based off of your like for the NFL. It really isn't. But I am going to start judging society as a whole, human society, insert XYZ, for the level of complaining, for the level of violence, for the level of everything else. And I'm pretty sure this is a discussion that's been had 1,000 times before, and it'll be 1,000 times after mine. Just imagine if we took half of that passion, half of that excitement, and put it towards more important things other than these multi-million dollar making players. I know, it's you just wanna throw up a little bit in your mouth just in relation to the discussion at hand, and I'm pretty sure we can go down 1,000 different roads in relation to the topic itself. I simply just wanna point out as I'm literally walking around where I work, around the place of public, everybody's hovering around the television, everybody's just getting excited and blah, 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 and again, I don't think that's the bad part about it. Bad part about it is when I start discovering things like the New York governor, who is now a known socialist, swearing an oath into office of the United States of America on a Quran, a Christian nation, America, a republic. And today I'm also finding out, let's share this screen for you. Yes, it is on the social media feeds, but it is what it is. Virginia just had their new governor come into office, and wouldn't you know it, what is the first thing they do? They sign in basically whatever their terminology, political terminology, that basically the cops are no longer required to interfere with or cooperate with ICE. Now, let's be very clear, they haven't exactly been doing it anyway, but this is now law that basically says you ain't got to help them. So when eventually the violence breaks out, which is currently taking place, basically there's no backup. The federal government is on its own. Now, again, there's many different roads and lanes we can go down just on that topic alone, but I'm bringing it up because, again, how did we get here? This is rhetorical. I'm pretty sure you can pick that up. How did we get to this point? Imagine, as I said, if you took just half of that passion and excitement that you have for the NFL and you put it into voting in your local governments. You know, the ones that are taking 9, $10 billion in fraudulent finances from supposed daycares in Minnesota. You'll notice, obviously, people are pissed off, but nobody's taken to the streets. Nobody's taken to the protests, even peaceful ones. The only ones that you're seeing are the violent ones because ICE decided to come in and uphold the law. Does it ever cross, and I seriously would love to learn in the comments. Tell me your thoughts in the comments. Does it cross anybody else's mind why we just don't give two shits about it? I mean, you read this stuff and you read, I mean, again, I'm one of those people. Hand to God, I look this information up. I obviously reaffirm it, research, blah, 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 blah. How do we not blink an eye about this stuff? Because again, if you were to ask somebody 10, 15, 20 years ago if this would ever happen, that a governor of the United States would swear oath to office under a Quran, they would have thought you were fucking insane. Here we are. Here's the reality. Does it blow anybody else's mind as much as it does mine? Anybody out there? Bueller? It's insanity to me. It's absolute insanity. and it's only getting worse, folks. That's what I'm trying to get at. I know this sounds really negative and really pessimistic. That's kind of the whole point, the whole atmosphere of tonight's discussion. But when is it going to be enough for somebody or the majority to say, nope, that's a line too much. That's a line too far crossed. When is it going to be? Is it going to be when, perfect transition here to the situation with Jake Lang? So again, let's see if we can share some of these videos here with you. Huh? See if I can pop them up. I found them on X. Where was it? It's here, I promise. Oh yeah, that's another fun one. So you know how these people that are protesting ICE and the Second Amendment, gotta love that. Rifles in the hands. Swear to God. Yeah, so here's your video of Jake Lang just basically peacefully trying to promote his opinion, his protest at the Minneapolis town hall. Let me actually start. Yeah, let me back this video up here. Hold on a second. So he's obviously the one that's literally being dragged off of this wall right there by the man in the glasses. I just don't have any words for it. I mean, look at everybody wants a pound of flesh. So let's go even further. Let me stop this. Let's go further because trust me, it gets worse. I'm going to show you obviously I follow him on Instagram. So let me pull up his page here. Just a second. It's got to be a search button. Where's the fuck's the search button? Yeah. All right. Jake Paul. What the fuck would I want Jake Paul for? Jake Lang. I know I follow him. There it is. Wait, is this a video? I thought I followed. It's probably one of these. Anyway, so you can kind of gather. I mean, again, you can see these videos. He's being pelted. He's being beaten to a pulp. I mean, they're savages. It's like watching a National Geographic where like you have a pride of lions just destroying its prey. I don't know about you guys, but it sends, I mean, again, I know this is probably cliche or whatever the fuck the word is. It sends actual chills down my spine in relation to like today, everybody's all football, 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 yay. Meanwhile, you have somebody who's trying to literally stand up for his own values and beliefs, peacefully, I might add, and he's basically in the hospital as we speak, surgery, getting stitches, etc., blah, 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 blah. But don't worry, though. I'm sure football's more important. Go for it. I'm sure you need that. And again, to kind of conclude it, I'm not telling you that you can't have hobbies or interests or passions or just ways to like decompress. Look at me, Comic-Con, action figures, blah, 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 blah. Obviously, that would be stupid to tell you anything in relation to that. But can we just maybe start giving a shit about the real shit here, folks? I get passionate about that alone. My final piece, my final say, and I'll shut up because I know probably most of you have tuned out or don't even give a shit by now. I've been rewatching Apple TV. I did a review, and I encourage you to go watch it because it was one of my best ones I did. I'm rewatching Masters of the Air. It's an amazing series. World War II, based off of a true stories, plural, of the pilots of the B-17 Fortress. Is it B-17 Fortress? Basically, the bombers that flew daily missions during World War II to stop the Nazi regime, the real Nazi regime, kind of similar to the ones that's going on in blue cities. It's just, yeah, I know. I'm just being me for a minute, whatever. And I'm rewatching this series, and I'm just kind of like, I'm almost wishing and praying I was born during that time. And you might, and I know that's just insanity to think. It's insanity to say. Why would you ever want to be born during a world war where the most horrific tragedies took place in human society, specifically with the Jewish community? And I'm watching, and I'm getting to the end of it where like I'm on the last episode right now, and I said this exact same thing during the review. It's one of the pilots gets shot down. He's in Russian territory, but he has to get back to England so he can get back into the fight. And they basically go through and one of the Holocaust camps of Holocaust. Yeah, it's and they show you everything. They show you the bodies piled up where there's 2 feet of snow on the ground, and these people aren't even wearing shoes. They're just in pajamas, but there's just bodies everywhere being burned alive, etc. And I know this is absurd, but at the same time, is it really? If you think about it, question mark. We're just getting there again. We're going down the same roads. They're just different avenues. We're going down the same procedures, the same ways in which we got to that point or points in society, in history during those most horrific war on the planet. It's just kind of a different way now. So when is it going to be enough? When are we going to say enough is enough? And I don't mean this in the literal sense because I would never promote hate, violence, disrespect. When are we going to metaphorically fight back? Allegedly speaking. I'm not talking physically. I'm talking maybe with a vote. Maybe instead of spending $1,000 on that concert ticket, maybe you actually do something towards, you know, getting your political opponent into office or whatever that equates to. Maybe volunteering your time at a shelter, volunteering your time somewhere where you give back to society. When was the last time you did that? Where you genuinely gave your time, your money, and you put it to something good? I can tell you when I did it. I volunteer still. Fucking love animals. They're the greatest things on the planet. Far superior to me than humans. Fucking do something. And I mean that from the bottom of my heart. I guess we'll kind of finish that on a positive note ish. Try to do something good. Take the passion and excitement that you have for football, for the NFL, for your favorite Seahawks team. I'll even say, take a quarter of that passion and put it towards something that matters. Yes, I know. This game really matters to me though, dude, bro. It really matters to me. I get it. I'm not dumb. But maybe you could try something else too that benefits somebody in a positive way. There's hospitals that need volunteers. I mean, I still remember way long ago, and this is actually okay, here's a positive story for you, and I'll promise I'll finish it up. I remember I used to date a gal. Don't need to mention her name. It's a long time ago in the past, not even prior to a certain somebody that you might know from this channel. And she introduced me to kind of this it was a very unique volunteer aspect where we would go into children's hospitals, and essentially she would dress up as like a Disney character, Disney princess, whatever it was. And what we would do is, because I was kind of the person that would bring the equipment and the books, like kid books and things like that, and it gave the parents a break. These kids are dying of cancer. They're dying of ailments that I couldn't even imagine what this family's going through. And if you want a reality check and I don't mean to say this as like, "Oh, look at me. I did something. I was helping kids that are sick, blah, blah, blah." My point in telling you the story, you want a reality check of what's important? Go and volunteer at a children's hospital where literally watching 3, 5, 10-year-old children dying of the most horrible cancers, and while the parents sit and watch, having to keep a smile on their face all the time in which they are in the presence of that child. I can't even put words to it. We would, of course, me and the girl, the lady, we would just, "Hey, go get something to eat," to the parents. "Go take 5 minutes, go take 30 minutes. Just go to the cafeteria, grab some food," whatever it is. Breaks your heart. Breaks your fucking heart. But it was something. It gave these kids, "Hey, I got to meet my favorite Disney character," or whatever it was. All the while, I could see these parents where you could just see them taking a breath. And it just I don't know, again, I bring it up because it's like, imagine if we put that focus towards something like that. I'm not patting myself on the shoulder, I'm simply giving you the example. It doesn't take a lot. It really, really doesn't. Ask the neighbor, the one that's like 95 who can't really leave their home. Maybe they need some help with some groceries. But we have gotta start getting back to being humans again. Because I swear to God, if we don't reverse this way that we're going, this road we're going down, I can only imagine, I've said this 1,000 times, it's gonna get ugly. It's going to get gross and disgusting, and it scares the living hell out of me. It really, really does. So I can't be alone. I can't be alone. There has to be more out there. But imagine we're greater in numbers. What is it? The fucking monkey movie, the reboot Planet of the Apes? Ape strong in number where he tries to break the branches that are all together. It's not wrong. Tell me I'm wrong. But that's just my 2 cents. That's my thoughts. I will leave you guys with that. Huge thank you so much for watching, for listening if you are on the podcasts. Just tell me your thoughts. Tell me something good. Seriously. Maybe you've done some volunteer work that you wanna share. Tell the world. Seriously, put it in the comments. I'd love to know. I really, really would. Come on the channel, share it with me. Grab a mic, grab a camera. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about some positive shit. I do enough negative for the rest of us, I think. But it's just me. Spot of nerd. Anyway, all, eventually, I promise you, we will get to 28 years later, the Bone Temple, which I have a lot to talk about. It's good. It's very fucked up, but it's good. And we'll get there, I promise. But until then, we'll catch you guys next video. Laters, y'all.